Hi, my name is John Bent, and this video will be the video for my interview assignment for Introduction to Entrepreneurship. I will be interviewing my mother, Sophie Bent. She recently has started her own company, and I'm going to call her and see if she can give us some word about it.
Hello.
Hi, Mom. How's it going?
Good, sweetie. How are you?
Great. All right. So we're going to start off with our first question here.
Okay.
Try to speak as loud and as clearly as you can, and for Michael to not enter the room. That's my younger brother.
And in English.
Yes. All right. So first of all, what made you decide to open up your own business?
Well, I decided to open my own business when I was looking for something to do. And as I was looking for jobs, I couldn't find anything that I could fit in or anything I was really interested in.
Okay.
Also, something that was really important for me was to be able to still have time with my children. So I needed some flexible hours. So I needed
Nice.
to make sure that I could work when I could work. And there was always, sometimes that I would decide not to work. So that was important. And when you work for someone, it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
right?
that's very true. You got to be your own boss.
That was really important for me. So that was really my main issue was, to be able to have flexible hours that I could work in and do something that I really was interested in.
Cool. Well, could you give me a little description as to what your business is and what you do?
Okay, well, I'm a professional organizer, so that means I'm a consultant. People call me because they have problems, either with their home or with their work or whatever it is, they're organizing problems, so I change their lives, one space at a time or one problem at a time.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, what was the inspiration to starting your Bent on Organizing?
Well, I started working, and that might link with your next question, I don't know, but I started working when I came to this country. I worked in interior design. And it seems that the fabric room was always a mess. Nobody was picking up after themselves. Nothing was organized. And I just realized I cannot work when things are not organized. It's something I can't do. I just, the first thing I do before I work is I organize my desk so that I can work. Or I clear things. And I've always been that way. So this has been, kind of something that I've always done. It's in my character.
Nice.
And I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I saw something about an organization that was called NAPO. That was the National Association of Professional Organizers. And I remember thinking, wow, there's something like that. There's actually people that do that for a job. So I looked into it, and it seemed like the perfect fit.
Cool. Well, how much time and money and planning did it take for you to open up your business? Just like a rough estimate. It doesn't have to be exact. I know you've been thinking about it for a long time.
Well, I thought about it for a long time. I probably thought about it for more than a year because it does take a lot of planning. You really need to plan. You really need to do a business plan when you start a business, and this is really essential and something that a lot of people skip because they want to get straight to the work.
Mm-hmm.
But you really want to do a business plan. You want to see how you're going to set up your thing, and it's just sometimes, silly questions. Am I going to accept credit cards? How am I going to answer my customers? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? So you really have to ask yourself a lot of questions of where you want your business to go, how you want it to go. It's not written in stone. The business plan changes all the time. But it great to really have ideas of, what you need to do
Nice.
and how.
Well, speaking about where you wanted your business to go, was there any thought about where you wanted the location of your business to be? Were you like set on being at home, or were you thinking of maybe setting up an office somewhere?
Well, I'm a one-person business, and I'm a consultant, so nobody comes to, my business to work. I go to people's place. I go to people's offices. So that was not even, I didn't really have to think too much about it. However, I had to think of how far do I want to go to travel? Am I willing to travel all the way down to Miami, or am I, how much time do I want to take traveling? Am I going to charge for my travel? So that's, as far as location, that really was the only questions I had.
That's true. As far as marketing goes, did you think about starting your own website, or maybe having business cards, flyers, even putting an ad in the phone book? Yeah, although that's really old school. What were your ideas on that?
Well, the first thing you do is a business card. And when you start a business and it's your first business, the business card, you start doing one, and then after you've done one, there's things that you feel like are missing, so you do a second one, and then you don't like it, you do a third one. But the business card is the essential part. You need to, when you talk to people, you need to be able to hand out your business card. Nowadays, having a website is like a business card on the web.
Yep.
So you kind of have to have a business card on the web. You have to have a website. Whether it's just one page or it's more than that, you need to have a website. So I do have both.
Nice. Well, nowadays in our modern society, you can tell that just about everyone and everybody is on their phones. Have you ever considered using social media, perhaps to reach out to population groups of a younger age, or even just people that are just on Twitter, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, or something? That way you can just keep your users and potential customers posted as to your whereabouts and what you've been doing?
Well, that's something that you, as a young generation, find it a lot easier than I do. I tend to be more private, so
That's
for me
true.
to post about everything I do is not something that comes naturally. And I've resisted doing that for a while, and I'm just starting. The last 6 months, I've been trying to be on Facebook. I've been on, Pinterest and LinkedIn, and I'm trying to do all of these things. I don't know yet if it's really bringing me any extra customers, but I'm trying to be more present because, as you said, we kind of need to, and the young generation is always on their phone, so
Yeah.
we kind of want to reach them too.
That is very true. It seems like everyone and everybody is just on the web nowadays.
Yes, it is.
In other thoughts, have you ever thought about potentially hiring employees or even expanding your company, or were you thinking of just keeping it a solo project?
Well, my business is only 3 years old, so I'm not at the point where I'm hiring anybody. And then in my profession, we kind of tend to subcontract each other, which means that instead of hiring an employee that, you have and you have to pay for, or throughout the week, whenever I have a big project, I have other professional organizers that I call, and then we work together. So I pay them more probably than I would pay for an employee, but then I don't have to pay for other charges that, having an employee would mean. So until I'm really that busy that I need to have another person with me, that's the way I'm going to go. And I don't really envision myself wanting to, work that much.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. Speaking of other organizers, was there any licensing requirements that you needed in order to start your business?
No, not really. It's really a new profession that started about 15 years ago, and now you see organizing in every, magazines and everything. It seems to be kind of really popular. But no, there's really nothing apart from, any company needs to have a business tax receipt from their city, from county. That's about it. That's the only requirements there is.
Nice. Well, work me through maybe like a day-to-day type of system that you have. What do you normally do every day as far as running your business and just managing and whatnot?
What do I do every day? Emails. I think everybody has a lot of emails, unfortunately. So, emails, answering phone calls, sending invoices, and just trying to find new customers. So, working on your website, on your, social media. That's, when I don't have a client, that's what I do.
Okay.
When I have a client, obviously I work with my client, and this comes afterwards.
Okay. Would you say that you need like a professional background?
Well, some professional background is always nice. I mean, I was in interior design and in art, and in some ways it helps me with what I do when I do residential. I know some organizers are more sort of business management, and so that helps them when they do, organize businesses. So, every experience you had throughout your life always helps you. There's always something you learn that you can put in practice in your business.
Well, what's the best advice you can give someone starting out in business?
Apart from doing a solid business plan, it would be to, as you're doing your business plan, kind of keep whatever job you're on first, to where you have enough money to actually start, but not be scared if you have a good idea to actually take a loan if you need one. And there comes a time where you've got to jump and do it.
Very true.
But if you're doing a business because you don't want to work as much as if you work for someone else, then don't. Because having your business, you actually work longer hours. There's more responsibility. It's a lot more than working for someone.
That's true. Have you ever had any thoughts of just taking whatever revenues you make from this business and potentially starting another, or is this just going to be a solo business pursuit?
No, this is a solo business.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Mrs. Bent, or as I'd like to call you, Mom.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You've been a great help to me, and I guess this will conclude my interview.